Whether they liked it or not, the world the Unionists believed in was changing. By the mid-1920s, around 12% of the Scottish population was Roman Catholic, mostly having emigrated from Ireland. Catholic churches, schools, and sports clubs had all become part of Scottish life. And so, too, had anti-Catholic sectarianism. The bigot-in-chief was a senior minister called Reverend John White, who preached from this church in Glasgow's East End. He started an official church campaign to limit immigration and commissioned an astonishing report about Irish racial inferiority to justify his actions. Today, it's kept at the Scottish National Records Office in Edinburgh.
We have here what is in essence a very frightening document, a report which was prepared for the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland, and it's called The Menace of the Irish Race to Our Scottish Nationality. And this report considers the impact of the Irish population on Scotland. And the problem is defined as they cannot be assimilated and absorbed into the Scottish race. They remain a people by themselves, segregated by reason of their race, their customs, their traditions, and above all, by their loyalty to their church. There's some interesting points in the document about that when the Irish move into an area, that the Scots start leaving. So one area which is cited is the Croy district in Cumbernauld, said it is practically Irish, and the Scottish mining population refusing to stay have gone elsewhere. We can't underestimate the power of the Kirk in 1920s Scotland, and the Kirk, in a sense, fulfills the duties and obligations of what we might call a sort of a devolved administration now, in the sense that the Kirk is where these key issues about the development of Scottish society are debated. One of the objections to Irish immigration is that Irish immigrants tend to vote Labour, and in a sense that they are this sort of mass proletariat are changing the political complexion of Scotland in the 1920s. And key phrase in here is that the Irish seem to be very good at organising themselves politically. So there's that fear as well, I think, that not alone are you going to have this sort of lumpen proletariat, but you're going to have a lumpen proletariat which has a political voice, and that political voice is essentially the one of Labour and the Labour movement more generally.
It might have stirred up sectarianism, but it didn't fly politically. By the time the report landed on Sir John Gilmore's desk, Scotland was no longer a land of opportunity. Immigration from Ireland fell away as Scotland's economy began to collapse. By 1925, unemployment in Scotland reached a new high of 100,000. Wages for those in work were cut, and workers began to talk about a general strike as 20th century economics caught up with Scotland's 19th century industry.